Okay, Claire, could you just begin by explaining a bit about life before The Apprentice for us, please?
Life before The Apprentice was very busy. I'd graduated from Bristol University in equine science, so I had no understanding, no knowledge of business. I did a science degree, went on to L'Oreal, the big beauty, health and beauty giants graduate scheme, and literally for the next 8 years worked non-stop, climbing the corporate ladder, working for L'Oreal in marketing, Colgate-Palmolive, the toothpaste company, in sales, and then A.S. Watson, a huge retailer group who owns Superdrug in the UK, as a retail buyer before I did The Apprentice. So life was very busy, very challenging. I never in a million years thought I was going to wake up and go on a reality TV show.
So what was the actual trigger that made you apply for The Apprentice?
I think like lots of people who sit down every Wednesday night, it's become cult viewing, The Apprentice. I think it doesn't matter whether you're 10 years old or you've got women who, like my mum's age, 6-year-olds, Wednesday, 9 o'clock, The Apprentice is on, and the hook is, what are they going to do this week? What mistakes are they going to make? Are they going to be completely stupid? And, wait for the entertainment, and you all shout at the TV and think, oh, I could do so much better. What are you doing? Why don't you use the internet? And we were sat making those comments, and it was just this moment. I thought, okay, I'm going to put my money where my mouth is. I was bored at work. I'd climbed the ladder very quickly. I'd worked 24/7 and sort of ticked all my boxes and achieved really my sort of 10-year plan in 7 years. And I think I just had itchy feet and thought, I want to have an experience money can't buy. And actually, if I think I'm good enough, I want a challenge, and I'm just going to go for it.
So what was the best business lesson you learned from being on The Apprentice?
The best business lesson for me during The Apprentice was I learned to listen. I went in very headstrong, a bit like a bull in a china shop. I'd been in roles before The Apprentice managing people. I was always the most dominant, always leading people, and actually probably didn't let them contribute, and I wasn't listening. And going into The Apprentice, when Sir Alan threw me out the boardroom in episode 4 and said, basically, if you don't shut up and start to listen, you're out, it was a bit of a wake-up call, because I was there to win. I wanted to get to the final, and I had to either listen and take the feedback on, or I knew I was out. So listen, and I think now I've come out of The Apprentice, I listen a lot more, and I've benefited, and I almost kick myself that I didn't do it before the 8 years of working before The Apprentice. You've got 2 of these and 1 of these. Sometimes just shut up and listen.
So could you just explain a bit about what you've been doing since you've been on The Apprentice?
For me, The Apprentice has completely changed my life. I literally, in my head, I have life before The Apprentice and life after The Apprentice. Obviously, being thrown into the media spotlight, I completely underestimated what journalists were like, the tabloid, being watched in front of 11 million people. Sir Alan Sugar, Nick, Margaret, candidates, people, you've got to have a very, very thick skin and a very secure sense of yourself to not have a complete meltdown. I can understand how Susan Boyle had a bit of a breakdown after Britain's Got Talent. And it's just opened so many doors for me. I think people who do go through the process sometimes think that by going on a TV show, they're going to be handed this golden ticket. Unfortunately, life isn't like that. Opportunities have happened for me. The Apprentice has opened doors, but it's me who's been actually gone and delivered and made things happen. So there's things that I'm doing now I would never have done. I've done a lot professionally, personally, and obviously having businesses, it's something very different to what I did before the show. Yeah, after the Apprentice, you have decisions. Well, I had decisions. I either went into the media world, so I was offered roles TV presenting, going into more reality TV, which after doing The Apprentice, that was enough for me. So thank you, but no thanks. I was offered about over 500 jobs, from sort of crazy, mad jobs to working for Karen Brady at Birmingham City. I think after working for 3 big companies and sort of learning your toolbox, so to speak, then The Apprentice, which gives you this complete lack of fear, because in The Apprentice task you do not have the time to think, oh, should we call them, should we have a think about it? You just get on with it. And if someone says no, so what? The next person is going to say yes. And I think most people don't start a business usually because there's a fear of failing, or there's normally a barrier to why you can't do it. There's normally an excuse, whereas The Apprentice is like, well, just get rid of them. You can just do it. So that's what I did. I started a property business called Elegant Venues, which was spotted a gap in the market, working with people's private homes and turning them into a commercial venture. So there's lots of websites. If you've got a beautiful stately home, you can put your property on, But if you don't want to run that property, you don't know anything about business, you don't want to deal with brides, you don't know anything about marketing, nobody is helping those people convert the properties into a business. That's what we did for 18 months, set the business up, blood, sweat and tears. I think anyone who starts a business, you know, you'll have moments when you sat at your computer at 1 o'clock in the morning thinking, why am I doing this? Great business, it's successful, it's making money, but I sold my equity in it 3 months ago to focus on the work I'm doing with young people.